Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is a weekly reading for that first week of September 2025, September 1st through the 7th, for the Libra Collective. Any placement of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, MC, any placement. Let's pull some moon cards. We do have already had one flip over. Hardest times lead to greater wisdom. So we have a lunar eclipse on September 7th, and then we have on the 21st a solar eclipse. So you may already be feeling those eclipse energies with you. I know I am. Let's see what else we have. And Libra, if you're interested, I have done your September reading as well as your eclipse preview reading, and those posted last week. We have Sky God. The time is now to put things into action. You may be considering an option you haven't yet, so like a third option. Okay, so because I do feel there is a lot of gray in these cards, and sometimes as a reader and as an intuitive, it can mean that things just are not as clear as maybe we thought they'd be or we'd like for them to be. And this period of maybe stagnation, of feeling trapped, could help you come up with an option or another, just a plan that you hadn't yet considered. But we will use a variety of tarot and oracle cards for this reading. I will also be using my intuitive abilities to channel messages for you. Please only take what resonates. Read the disclaimer. You have free will and final say. Let's see what else we have for the lovely Libra Collective. Moon Sparkle. So a wonderful surprise is in store for you, Libra. And I think a lot of this is connected to your ability to set boundaries, think outside the box here with something where, again, you thought you were going to do this or that. Maybe you're doing something completely different. And it's a good surprise. It leads to a windfall. This is good luck coming in for you. And, timing wise, I mean, this is for the week, this first week of September, but this could have already happened, or it's, I am getting 3, so it could be 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months even, but this is generally supposed to be a weekly reading. So let's see what else we have. I hear intuitively, or clairaudiently, that you're gathering your insights. So maybe you're starting to write them down or notice a pattern in messages you're receiving in your dreams or otherwise. And I hear the name Colleen as well. So you have full moon, prepare to invite a positive new chapter. So it does seem that after a period of hardship, stagnation, feeling trapped, stuck, maybe there's this like charge of assertive energy that comes in. Also, boundary setting is a theme for you lately. So there's completion here. There's something emotional maybe. You're starting. Let's get, because it is I'm going to do 5 actually. Let's do 5 of the moon dreaming, and then we'll do 5 of the sun as well. The Sacred Sun Wisdom Oracle, both by Maruka X. All the decks I use are down below. Black Cat, you're strong enough to thrive solo. If you've been wondering if you should go out on your own or do something for yourself, start something new, know that you are protected. And there is some sort of hidden potential maybe that you've been keeping out of the spotlight. Maybe you've been working on something, I don't want to say in secret, but maybe, possibly. Let's see what else we have. Let's use, because, the eclipses are involving moon and sun energy. Let's use a nice balance of those through our tarot and oracle cards. We have 2 out. First one is affirmation, and the next is Midas touch. There's your windfall energy again, Libra. You keep getting windfall energy. And I don't use, big words like, clickbaity kind of words, anything usually, but you have been literally getting things that say windfall on them. Or this one literally says windfall on the card. And then you have on this card right here, Moon Sparkle, it also says windfall. So lately you have been getting that in the readings, which is very interesting. Some of you really have a lucky streak coming in, and it's after your hard work. So maybe you're playing with affirmations, not playing, but practicing affirmations. Could be a good way for you to really bring in what you're getting or what you'd like to bring in. So we have affirmation. Whatever you believe to be true is true, even though you cannot yet prove it. some of you are getting that green light. You know you're right about something. You know that there's a reason you're heading on the path you're heading on. You don't necessarily know what that reason is, maybe, but there's something drawing you to, well, higher vibrations, really. And I feel like you're creating more positivity because you're doing things like affirmations, maybe, or you're just, you've changed your energy. It's like a switch almost, feels like, where you've made a complete shift. So we have Midas touch here. You have the Midas touch right now, and anything you begin will turn to gold. This is about supreme power and guaranteed success. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun card. And I am hearing something about spring. So it could be the time period spring, or it could be you're springing into action. You could have a little extra sparkle to you, or spring in your step. Maybe you're feeling good, looking good. All right, let's see. Even if you don't believe it, maybe you are. And we have wide open and we have midpoint. So for wide open, the universe is giving you a space of time where you can freely work without hindrances. This is an easy path. Things are getting easier. Things are lightening up. It might be an unfamiliar feeling for you even. It might actually, believe it or not, it could cause anxiety because you're not used to not feeling so weighed down. Maybe you're used to having a lot going on and there's just maybe not as much. Now that's only going to resonate for some of you, right? It's a general reading. Obviously everything I say in an hour or whatever can't resonate with you completely, but you've moved from the learning phase to competence, and now you're advancing towards mastery with midpoint. So you're passing tests. This is promotion, raise, rise. I hear the wheels are in motion clairaudiently. I'm hearing that. And that's you being invited into that new positive chapter, and know that you are protected. And for some of you, I'm hearing clairaudiently, you are prepared to leave it. You're prepared to leave something. I'm getting to some of you, there's an expression point. There's something about expressing your point, or someone's wanting to get their point across to you even. I am hearing that clairaudiently. What else do we have? Inner child. So the curious child within you holds valuable and caring guidance for you. This is about having fun times. You know, sometimes insights have a way of finding us when we're not trying, right? Sometimes when we try really hard in meditation, it's like it doesn't really yield the results we're hoping for. But if you let loose, have a little fun, it can be really good for the soul. And bottom of this deck, you have activation. It's time to tap into your personal power and unlock the wisdom within you. This is awakening kind of energy. It's revival. Showcasing your talents for some of you. I am feeling that. And I'm just hearing some of you may feel as though you've always kind of felt sort of like an outcast in some way, or like I'm literally getting the word weirdo. So, but it's not. You're not being called that. It's something like maybe you've described yourself as, well, I'm just a weirdo or something. So, but I mean, who decides what weird is, and is weird actually bad? I don't look at it as a bad thing. So let's see what else we have. So just be really careful and mindful about the words you're using to describe yourself. Okay, let's use the Curious Travels Tarot deck by Amelia Rosier. The information's down below. It's by US Game System. I just dropped some cards, so I'm just going to pick those up. I don't really like my cards being on the floor, so let me pick those up. Okay, great. And now we will go ahead and give the deck a good shuffle. All right. Let me know how you're feeling those eclipse energies. If you'd like to leave a comment, go for it. And thank you to my members and subscribers. I appreciate you so much. And thank you so much to those of you who've donated so generously. I've been able to get us some new decks. You know, I love the new decks. Yeah, so let's see what else we have. All right. Oh my gosh, did I not say it feels like Sun card, Wheel of Fortune? What do you have? Your first card out, Wheel of Fortune. Are you ready for that wheel to turn? You're the one turning it. So I'd say, yeah, this is luck, success, good abundance here, nice abundance, right? And there's something here, again, I am getting a message about boundaries, okay? Making sure you're setting boundaries with with people, places, you know, just not letting yourself be taken advantage of. I get for some of you, you know, people are used to being able to just, maybe you save the day and often, and it's like maybe those days are kind of over. Whoa, oh, releasing, I'm getting a releasing kind of energy. You also have the Queen of Pentacles. Look at that, Libra. And that's coming right underneath that Midas touch. And, you know, just before I go to the Queen of Pentacles here, I do want to say the Wheel of Fortune is what's coming underneath that affirmation. And this is it's like underneath that, there's a reason you've been getting a green light from the universe. There's a reason you've been feeling drawn to something, and call it fate, call it destiny, whatever you want to call it. This is about you knowing what you're meant for, really. Even if you don't know exactly what it is, it's like you know what doesn't feel right. So I do feel sort of this alignment kind of energy. You know, think Lover's card or other cards of alignment here. It does feel like you're ready for that transformation. It is the year of the snake. You'll see there is a snake on this card. So there could be just you shedding your skin and growing into a bigger snake. You know, bigger things are coming. And yes, that period of growth can be difficult. And sometimes we feel like we're kind of trapped, you know, Eight of Swords, when really maybe, and I don't, please don't take this the wrong way, but sometimes we get in our own way and we don't even realize it. So I'm not saying that's you, but it could be that you're realizing that things you thought were limitations or things you thought you had to do, you're realizing, you know what, I don't have to do that. And then here we have this Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles here in nice earth sign energy for Virgo season. Happy birthday if you're a Virgo sun. Thanks for being here. And the Queen of Pentacles, this is a nice harvest in this card. This is, again, it's like guaranteed success. That's more windfall energy. The Queen of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, that is abundance. That's success. That is you being able to create. This is a very fertile time. That is you being able to end a cycle that has been less than fortuitous or less than bountiful, and stepping into this new beginning, this time of transformation, this time where really there are no limits to what you can do if you really realize that you are ready for this new chapter, and if you realize you are strong enough to thrive solo, as these cards are saying, and really tapping into your full power. You have so much wisdom within you. You may not always feel the support from the universe or from those around you, but you definitely have a time now where you can kind of be wide open to this period where things will be a bit easier. At least that's my hope for you, as well as what's coming in the cards. Yeah, it's guaranteed success here. Now, I know I can't guarantee that for everybody, but there is something really here about shifting perspective. So Libra, I don't know what you're doing or what you're activating, but it's as though it's an energy. Well, and I feel really the energies right now, and really I guess at any given moment in life, but the energies right now are just, it's like we've never before have there been a time where the energy has been so powerful. It feels like things just keep gaining momentum, and that's why I feel as though be wide open here, because you are activating something very powerful, utilizing this current energy and the energy that's coming in with these eclipses, and it's such a powerful time. And I feel that we're able to manifest much more easily than we have been in the past. And that's why I feel as though you might feel like, wow, okay, we have like a Midas touch now, when really, yeah, I mean, I feel a lot of us could be feeling this like power within us that we haven't had before. I feel a lot of us are awakening and unlocking this new energy and understanding where we fit in the world. So yeah, it's just something I myself, as someone who's intuitive and spiritual, has been feeling, that yeah, the energy is like, it just feels different. Things feel different. And, we can choose to live in fear and anxiety, or love and excitement. So yeah, we have the Three of Cups here. And this is the perfect card actually for choosing how we want to view something, because the Three of Cups, a lot of the times tarot readers will read it as, third party situation. I don't look at it as like that. And I don't know where that came from, but it's a card of celebration. I mean, all the decks I have, just about all of them, are, this is a time for happiness, for coming together, for friendship, community. This is, maybe you're feeling a little more connected to your community, or you're wanting to put yourself out there a little more and get connected. But this is certainly a celebratory time, and that's what's coming underneath that. A wonderful surprise in front of you and being wide open. Yeah, the way maybe you used to look at something with like sort of a negative spin, and now you look at it more with a sparkle in your eyes, that excitement, some happiness, some maybe your spirit's feeling a little freer, or that's the goal anyway. Let's see what else we have for you. Oh, many cards came out, so let's see what we have. A Libra. Okay, you have, my goodness, you've got two. So you have two in reverse and two in the upright. So you have the Chariot upright, the Hierophant upright, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and Judgment reversed. All right. I feel like some of you are doubting your abilities, and you're doubting some of the messages that you're receiving through your third eye. All right. It does feel that way. Now, the Chariot and the Hierophant, well, 75 could mean something, or 57. The Chariot is, they're getting a new perspective. You can see them at the top. They're at the top of they're not even holding on to anything. They're just sort of, it's funny because it's like just kind of coming after that, wide open. They're ready to take on, I'm just energetically what I'm getting intuitively, not necessarily card meaning traditionally, but it can be a card traditionally of a higher perspective. But for this, I feel like you're leaning into the messages you're receiving, and you're just trusting with your whole heart. And it's as though once you put your heart fully into something, wow, look out, it's going to grow. It's really going to grow. I feel like this could be heart activation energy, in addition to like that third eye awakening. And then you have the Hierophant card, and that does have to do with your own spiritual wisdom to some degree. It can have to do with conformity, commitment, tradition, all that, as far as even religion. But I feel like, as far as it's as though you're getting things organized. Again, remember I was getting a message about sort of recognizing patterns intuitively that are coming in. It's kind of something along those lines, like you're maybe starting to figure things out that have been difficult to unravel for quite some time. And it's just coming, it's like allowing you now to be able to break free. And it's your decision. You're able to move forward. You're able to move something forward after a period where it has maybe felt very stuck. And I get, because you leave this doubt behind, because you no longer have that. It's like, this would be a lack of awareness, basically, at like maybe the resources you have or the messages that you're receiving. Pages can be messages. So this could be about feeling as though there's too much red tape to something, feeling as though, oh, well, yes, I'd really like to do that, but I don't know if I have the whatever. It's kind of this like, you need to escape this denial in your own abilities, or this denial that you can have it all. So it is kind of like, a Page of Pentacles in reverse could be something like not really feeling like you have the resources, or like that it just, that your hard work never pays, like you try and try, nothing happens. That could be like that kind of energy, the Page of Pentacles, rather than looking at something as an opportunity. If you're diligent and things, it's kind of like, why bother? So that's that. But with it paired with the Judgment card, it does feel like it could be this like lack of awareness of the growth that you've achieved. We need to get out of this resistance kind of energy. And this can also be, I feel as though this can be that paired together, like this could be indecision. And part of that comes from, and please, don't shoot the messenger here, but like, it comes from a lack of acceptance or victimhood mentality, possibly. That's just for some of you, but I feel that, I like that it's coming out completely as it came out 4 cards all at once, and that's what's clarifying the midpoint. All right, you've moved from the learning phase to competence, and you're advancing towards mastery. I feel like you've passed the tests. Okay, you're getting the upgrades. That you're going from this to this, right? So you're going from that sort of like lack and maybe lack of clarity even, and you're getting that that it feels as though you're getting the go ahead from the universe basically to really make the best call. I feel like it's such a night and day difference. Maybe before you used to be like, no, I'd like to do this, but there's no way I could da da da. Like it's kind of like making excuses in a way, whereas now I feel like you're getting out of that, like, well, one day, and you're looking at this as more of like, no, this is day one. Not, it's no longer like in the future. You're no longer making excuses for somebody, or if it's yourself, you're no longer allowing blockages to get in your way. Again, it's that stepping into more of an easy path, like, even if it's been difficult. So I'm not going to say you're doing the path of least resistance, because I feel like there has been resistance on the path, but it feels as though there's definitely, you're able to move forward without those same obstacles in the way. And some of you, the obstacles have been your own mindset to some degree. Okay, that's just what I'm getting. I say it like it is. I can't sugarcoat the messages I get. Okay, they're not my messages even. They're channeled, and so they'll reach who they're supposed to reach. So anyway, it's nice to see that the majority of you are stepping out of that, if that was you, in fact, in those in that energy of really doubting what is right. Or this can even be, it could even be something about like guilt, holding yourself in a space of guilt and allowing that to keep you stuck. It's not even like a poor me victimhood. It's almost like it is still like what have I done? I just, instead of everything I touch turns to gold, it's like, oh, everything I touch turns to mold. I don't know, or ish or something, like it doesn't, whatever it is, that energy doesn't suit you. You've always, it's like, you've always been meant for bigger things, or for a life that's not so difficult. And again, I get this energy of like feeling as though you've always been that odd person out, not really fitting in a way, or like something about your life just has not suited you. And thank goodness, that energy you're like out of that energy. I'm going to move these up so you can see the lower part a bit better, at least from the side angle. Yeah, there we go. Just so you kind of see a little better. All right, so yeah, there is an energy of getting organized. As I was organizing the cards on the table, I was hearing you're able to, again, it's like you're able to see a bigger picture, or a picture that was not clear. You weren't able to see before. Look, this person had like the pentacle over their eye. There was something blocking the abundance, or something preventing you from, it was like I said, it was like red tape. It was like red tape getting in the way of you making a decision, or of you making the decision that's best for you, the decision that is right for you, like your real life purpose, if you want to call it that. It was maybe preventing you from elevating in some way. Let's see what else we have. I get it is you're coming up with new solutions to things, or you're not even viewing things as problems, certain things. It's really quite a shift in perspective. And as I say with all the readings, that the first reading I do for a month, like the first weekly reading I do in a month, a lot of the times it isn't just about that first week. It's sort of, again, talking a little bit about, even though I already did your September reading last week, it's like now that we're actually in this week, this first week, it can kind of be a part two to what's coming in September. So it's not just this week. All right. So do keep that in mind whenever you watch my first weekly readings of any given month. All right. Let's see what else we have for you. I hear a name like Lane. And then I'm hearing clairaudiently too about a costume party. All right. The cards are really, I don't know how you're feeling. It's almost like a sleepy energy here. Oh my goodness. What do you know? Flipper is the star. So every reading we get the star. I'm not even surprised anymore. It's just, I don't even know how many weeks it's been in a row or how many readings it's been in a row. It's not even just weeklies. It's all the time. And that's what's coming underneath that inner child energy. So the inner child energy of you having this sort of carefree, being curious. This is divine guidance too for part of it. It's like you've been drawn to something for a while because you're meant to do this. It's like it's in your DNA or something. Maybe other people have been healers or teachers in your family, and now, I don't know why, but you've decided you're gonna work in a factory or something, and now you're like, no, you know what? I don't care how old I am or what my circumstances are. I am meant to fill in the blank, write, teach kids, heal, be a nutritionist. I don't know, whatever it is, whatever you've been drawn to. But the star card is that chance to shine. It's Aquarius energy, and you had Aquarius come through on the Wheel of Fortune as well. There's an Aquarius symbol there on the card. See it? Yep. And this is renewal and hope, miracles, right? And yes, I guess being in the spotlight for sure. And you have a Knight of Cups. So people are going to want to know how you feel or how you did something too, even with your intuition too, potentially for some of you, or how you managed to heal something, how you overcame something. This is about following your heart. And this can also be some sort of surprise, a message of surprise. You could actually be surprised at how, first of all, I'm just going to say, for some of you, your love life's waking up after a while where it wasn't. It was kind of maybe not so great. Almost like, again, maybe that was the area of life where you were almost kind of making up excuses why it doesn't work, or, I'd like to be in a relationship, but, that means such and such. Maybe you're just like, you know what, if it's going to be, it's going to be, and I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on. I'm just going to try to have some fun with it. So that could also be the advice here. Have a little fun. You have the Five of Pentacles. Underneath the affirmation and the cold moon, this is about those harder times, right? The Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles can be that worry, feeling isolated, feeling lack. But look, there are hands reaching out, and they're not seeing it. Maybe you're not seeing some support that's been around you, or it hasn't been there. But with that Wheel of Fortune, it's coming in. And also, I'm getting you need to know you were right. You were right about this or about that, whatever it is. You were right. You have the Page of Wands also in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse. We've been getting a lot of pages in our readings. Now they seem to be coming through in reverse, whereas before they were coming through in the upright. So you might be getting mixed messages about something. Pages can be messengers, right? But you could also be like, I just don't want to start something new. It could be that you feel as though possibly maybe you have some conflict about starting something. This is procrastination. This is like feeling as though you have unreachable goals, maybe. All right. This is also, it could be feeling as though you don't want to do anything impulsive, but I just ask you to consider, what if it all works out? What if it works out? Look at this. I say, what if it works out? And what do you have, Libra? You have the Six of Wands. That's a card where it's working out. And that's what's clarifying that a wonderful surprise is in store for you. Be wide open. And that's what's also with that Three of Cups. That's time for celebration. Your Three of Cups is clarified by a Six of Wands. Get ready. That's what I can say about that. Get ready. Get ready to be noticed. You have a new friend. Some of you have a new friend or friend group. It's developing. Some of you too, it's like you've maybe put too much into where you've been. You don't have to grow where you're planted. Okay, I'm hearing that clairaudiently. You don't just have to grow where you're planted. Get out there and try new things, right? You have the King of Pentacles. So now you have the Queen and King of Pentacles. And this is what's clarifying that you're passing the test. This is about preparing for a positive new chapter, all right, in some area of your life or in all areas of your life. This is about really having that stability that you've been looking for. Very resourceful. I think some of you have changed your environment. One change in your environment can really spill over and affect everything. And for some of you, you're getting out of your comfort zone. It's like you're no longer doubting something. No longer doubting that, you know what, you have what it takes. No longer doubting that nobody's truly an expert really on anything, right? We all have room to grow. So maybe rather than look at it as, well, I don't know everything there possibly is, look at it as like, wow, I know more than most people, you know? Let's see. When it comes to, a certain, whatever it is you want to do. You have the Magician card. So you have what it takes to get started. Just get started. Get started. That's the advice here with this. So yeah, that's what's coming underneath the Star card, Inner Child. It's go ahead and get started. There's one more card that wants to come out. It's another Moon Dreaming card. So the Magician has all the resources right there. They have an ace of every suit, right? So there's 4 aces there. And actually in a recent reading, you had 4 aces. It was your last reading, wasn't it? You had all 4 aces. So yeah, you have what it takes to create whatever it is you're desiring. You have talent. Which we need to focus that energy. And be ready to take on more responsibility with that Magician card. Or sorry, that's not with the Magician card. Actually, kind of is. It's they're telling me it doesn't really matter. So my guys are telling me it doesn't matter. It's just that needs to come out right now. So here it is. Notice the antennae here, the antlers on the stag. And it's like, be ready to receive. You are, in fact, an authority on whatever it is you're wanting to do. You are able to lead. Bottom of the deck. If it wasn't clear already, look at this. Here's your breakthrough, Ace of Swords. And I just said, the Magician has all 4 aces on the table. And then what do you get? You get an Ace of Swords. Boom, there it is. There's your clarity. Okay, I think you need to get clear on how you feel about something, though, too. All right, some of you, I feel as though it's like feeling like you're just about ready to give up on something. But just remember, these are your dreams. This is what will make you happy. There's no compromise, no give up. Don't give up, right? We don't give up because things are tough, right? That's just not what we do. Well, I mean, that's what I'm, channeling anyway. So you've unlocked the wisdom within. And because of that, that's why this path seems less challenging than it has been. Let's see what else we have. Some overall outcomes here. We are going to pull crystal cards, angel numbers, animal cards. I'll get a message of money, career, as well as love, relationships. Okay, so you have the 2 of Wands with the 2 of Pentacles. What shall I do? This is a card. This is like not going out of that comfort zone, indecision, not knowing where to put your attention, maybe putting our attention in the wrong places that are going to keep us stuck. This is a card of, planning a new direction. What is it you want to focus on? What are your priorities? You might have 2 choices before you, but maybe there are more than 2. As I said from the very beginning, it feels like there's another option that you haven't even considered. Sometimes, Libra, I know we like to do things on our own, but sometimes it does it does pay off to talk to others. Right. To put ourselves out there a little bit, get the opinion of others, even if it means, if you don't want to talk to somebody, maybe it's like you are exploring other options through looking at, what other people have done online or something. Look some YouTube videos, type a question into Google and figure out, see what comes up. You have the Strength card. What are the benefits of such and such versus what are the benefits of such and such? And a lot of the times now, you'll just get an automatic, like, these are the advantages of this, these are the advantages of that. But make sure whatever you read online, obviously, or here, you run it past your own filter, right? You run it past your own system. You decide you're that star yourself. You are cosmically connected to the divine, right? And you are able to get that clarity on your own. So just make sure that if you are going outside of yourself for answers, that it has to feel right for you. That's not the ultimate decision. You're the one ultimately making that decision. And whenever we have the Wheel of Fortune, we also seem to get the Chariot. And both of those cards have to do with you driving your chariot forward. You're taking the wheel. You're changing your karma, right? You're changing your destiny. You're steering that wheel in the direction you want to go. You're not just letting life happen anymore. Strength card. We're coming out of Leo season. We were already out of Leo season. Strength card. Power, courage, right? Again, your inner strength. And what's interesting here is the lion is gently holding the woman rather than the woman gently holding the lion. Isn't that interesting? I find it to be interesting. It's like kind of like, it's just this need to maybe shift perspective too. And I feel like, given the amount of flowers on the card, and it's kind of like with a shift in perspective, and it's coming right in the middle of the reading, with a shift in perspective and being wide open, who knows what you can bring in. You could bring in amazing things, but this is about needing, or maybe you are finally confident and proud of all you've been through. So this is also about not underestimating yourself. Please do not underestimate yourself. Okay. This is about you knowing that when we want to really achieve something, we have to really give it our all. This is a card of passion. Yeah. Maybe you're spending more time in nature, or realizing you need to. Now, remember, the lion being the king of the jungle or the queen of the jungle, and the big cat energy, that's, they're very intuitive. So you have cat showing up a couple of times in your reading now. Cats are considered very psychic. Maybe you're realizing that you, in fact, are very psychic. I feel a lot of you are. I read your comments. Hummingbirds could mean something to you, as well as the name page. And the letter W is coming in, like Wagner or Walker or something, all right? Oh my gosh, and I just said the name page, and then I get another page. We have a Page of Swords. So this is the fact that happened. I think that's meant to encourage you to get out there, learn, tap into your own intuition, your own wisdom. Things. Be curious. Be a seeker of your own divine truth, Yeah, you have things to look forward to. And you have the King of Cups. There it is. King of intuition, King of emotions. Yeah, this is someone who is a leader for sure. They're compassionate too, though. Just like that Strength card, I feel like it's like you're getting cards about being the type of leader that you would, like you're being, it's kind of like you don't just walk the walk or talk the talk. What is it? The saying, right? It's like you're not just all words. You actually live what you preach, that kind of thing. And maybe some of you are wishing you had someone like that as a boss or as a leader. But this is someone who's balanced, who's emotionally in control. And I feel like for some of you, maybe you are stepping up your like leadership skills, and you're maybe learning how to, maybe it's entrepreneurship, like maybe you're wanting to start your own business. You don't even know where to start. It can feel very overwhelming, but just all you have to do is start small. We all have to, sometimes we're all a page, right? Before we can go to that king. Oh, Libra, you have the Sun card. So you have the Wheel of Fortune, and you have the Strength card, and you have the Sun card, and you have the Chariot, and you have the Magician. I mean, this is unreal. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles. You have Judgment in reverse. Even though it's in reverse, it's still, that's a good card. You have the Hierophant. I mean, and you have the Star. So you always seem to get the Star and the Sun now. I think for some of you, you're going to be very happy that you stepped into the spotlight. It's your time to shine. I don't know how many times this needs to come up in a reading for some of you to get out there and do what you're meant to be doing. The Sun can also bring us, it's more Leo energy, but it can also bring us that new beginning after a tough time. Not everyone looks at it like that, but I do, because the Wheel of Fortune is a 10, and the Sun card, 1 and 9, is also a 10. So we have 10, 10. That keeps coming up for us. That's a new path awaits. That's our number, 10, 10 lately. And I know some of you have that as a birthday, so awesome. But this is like, weighing all the option and realizing that there's actually maybe a new path, a third option, something you haven't considered. And also, again, this has to do with perspective. There's new vitality here. What I was going to say, though, about 10-10 is the 10 is like one whole cycle, right? You get all the way from 1 to 10, you get to 10, and then that's the completion. And then you start all over again with 1. If you're just doing 1 through 10, if we include 0, that's different. That encompasses everything. But anyway, you go from the 1, that goes back down. 1 plus 0 equals what? 1. So there you are again at another beginning. And I feel like, remember, you're not starting from nothing. You have the Magician, you have the Star. You are the Star, right? You have strength. Literally, you have the Strength card here too. So this is about, it might be the end of one cycle. That's life, right? The seasons change. You've changed. What used to fill you up doesn't anymore, right? It doesn't necessarily fill your cup. So it's up to you to change with those changes. You're adapting and creating a new cycle for yourself, right? There's a 1 Magician starting something else. Maybe you're starting this new chapter, though, this new phase. And yes, I know it can be difficult to know which way to go. And that's where we really have to tune in instead of looking outside of ourselves so much. It's fine. I look at tarot as a tool for self-reflection, right? And maybe some confirmation, pardon me, of like what you already knew or felt, but it shouldn't be the be all end all, right? We don't want to be looking outside. How does it make sense to look outside of ourselves for answers about our own individual life? Like, should we be, maybe I feel like we need to be tuning more in to within, right? And I think for some of you with this Sun on top of this King of Cups, and the Star card right next to it, it's like you're getting the Ace of Swords. My goodness, you're getting that clarity on your own. But I think some of you, like with this Page of Pentacles and the Judgment in reverse, you doubt it. You have this pattern of doubting it. And only when you stop doubting that will you be able to actually bring in what it is you're wanting to bring in. But we have to get clear on our focus. We have to really know clearly, and we have to be able to visualize it. Maybe the Sun, that energy can help us. The Star and the Sun can help us envision where we want to go, what we want to do, how it's going to feel like when we're actually there. Really allow yourself to go deep into that energy in order to bring it into reality. Magician, as above, so below. I know some of you, you've been really working on bringing something in for quite a long time. And I feel that this powerful energy that we're now working with, it's only going to continue to grow and expand. And I think we as intuitive beings are going to continue to illuminate and expand and become more and more aware. Things really are being activated. Shifts, big shifts are heading our way. They're already here. I think you're already feeling that. And some of us are passing tests and upgrades, and we're being promoted, if you want to call it that, in some way. And so, psychically or whatever, and things are feeling a little more aligned. And for others of us, it's very difficult. We're still working on things, but just because it's difficult doesn't mean you should just completely abandon what you're meant for, or what's meant for you. So yeah, that's what I have for that. Okay. All right. So just know you are strong enough. Yes, you're good enough. You have a new chapter coming in. A positive new path awaits. And for some of you, it's a waiting for to be like, you're the one who has to pave it. It hasn't been done before, maybe for some of you. But anything great, at one point, it wasn't done, right? And then somebody did it. How many times have you thought of a cool idea and then you realized, oh, it does exist and it's doing really well? Like, you know what I mean? And then you wish, oh, well, maybe I should start acting on my innovations. Maybe now's the time for you to do that. Tower card. It's a huge transition, right? Big transformation. This is such upheaval. And you know what? For the next few years, I really do feel like we are all in for some surprises. And it's not bad, but it's a necessary, remember that card we kept getting, the deck by Britta Bowman, Animal Healing, and we kept getting Scarab Beetle Chaos Magic. What appears to be falling apart is actually falling into place. That's exactly what this is. That's why we keep getting the Tower. And you have the Judgment card in reverse. This is like, oh my gosh, change can be scary, right? That's, having to rebuild. Some of us, and some are continuing, they're going to resist the change. Doesn't matter. Change is happening. Whether we can choose to go along with it for the better, or, or not, I guess. But I mean, like I said, I choose to live in positivity and love, and realizing that I have more power and control over how things happen and work out for me than I realized before. So that's just me personally, and that's what I put into this channel. I feel a lot of you are similar, that you're not just some victim of life. It's like you're in the driver's seat. Look at this. You decide what fills your cup, what you're putting in that cup. You decide. It's your Ace of Cups. And again, it's a card reminding you, how do you feel? What does your intuition tell you? It has never been so important to be able to answer that. How do you feel? What does such and such mean for you? It's not about everybody else and what they're doing. Who cares about, social media, what you're seeing on social media or whatever, if so-and-so is doing this, and great, good for them, right? Good for them. But often what we see on social media, it's not real anyway. So anyway, all right, let's get a fortune card. Just a quick oracle message. Remember, you have the Star card. That comes after the Tower. So whether it came out in the reading in that order or not, it doesn't matter. The major arcana, it's Tower, then Star, right? Then there's Moon, and then there's Sun. Now, the fact you don't have the Moon here, it's like, I think for some of you, there could still be this element of like illusion in some way, confusion, not really tuning into one's own intuition at the level you could be, maybe. It's only for some of you. Any of what I say is only for some of you, okay? Right? Obviously, okay? But I feel like there's something is so unexpected. That can be Moon energy, right? There's a mystery here. There's something maybe intuitively that hasn't quite aligned for you yet, and that could be why things aren't quite feeling right. But it's coming in. I do get that it's coming in. And that's like this eclipse energy, all this lunar event type stuff is really going to amp things up for you. Again, talk about unlocking mysteries and solving things that just, and I think, again, it comes from your own personal activation, your own personal awakening, right? stepping into your personal power. Because whenever I have major arcana cards and they come in like a consecutive order, like say, Tower, Star, then their moon's missing. And then we have Sun. It's like there's something about how things are unfolding that I'm not so sure you're seeing it for what it is or seeing it coming. I think some of you have an opportunity right now that you might not realize. You might think it's an opportunity to say, I don't know, just change careers to have a little more freedom and flexibility or something. And then it's just a practical example. But then you realize, wow, that one change, yeah, it was difficult. And there was periods where like it felt very unreliable and scary to make that change and everything. But it has made me so much stronger and more in tune with my own intuition. I followed the signs, and now I 100% believe in my intuition and in my ability to do something solo and to thrive, and this ability to really, follow the signs and pay attention to them. And really, when I focus my energy and I put my heart 100% into something, it's incredible what can come out of that. It's almost like this one small change, which, yeah, changing your career is big, right? It's one of the big life changes we go through, relationships changes, all that, moves, but where it leads is like unbelievable. So let's enter into this time of huge change, regardless. I mean, we're all going through the big changes and shifts, whether we want to or not. So we can look at it as upheaval and chaos, right? Or we can look at it as incredible activation, illumination, magic, everything falling into place. But first, yeah, some things are falling apart, some things are falling away. I just encourage you, though, to still connect with nature, tune into what it is you love to do. Where do you feel most alive? Where do you feel most appreciated? Cutting away those things. Eclipses are great for this. Cutting away the things that do not serve us, that don't feel aligned, that don't feel right. No longer living that lie, right, of trying to please others. We're no longer living in fear where we're clicking on, scary headlines. What's that going to do for you? Of course, it's going to make you anxious, right? It's going to make you feel not so great, right? That's not a place where you can manifest dreams, right? We have some say over our own reality. Yeah, there are external factors, right? I have a King and Queen of Pentacles. That always makes me think about what's going on in your environment, not just internally, but externally. So those are influencing us, right? But we have to overpower that with our own internal environment. What do we want to be pushing out there? The answers are within. All right. On top of the world is your card. You are on top of your game. Everything is unfolded even better than you could have imagined. You possess complete mastery in your field, and you're prepared to take on any new challenges. Thanks for summarizing what I just said, Oracle card. This is awesome. And for love messages, let's get just one because of time, right? Work romance, work partnership, love affair of some kind, maybe. So love could blossom in the workplace. You might be falling in love with work of some kind. Your partner could embark on a fulfilling venture with you. So it could be something like that. Okay, and let's see. How do we stay high vibing? High vibing. Members, I will be posting your video tomorrow morning. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please do click the like button, subscribe, become a member. Thank you. I appreciate that. And just because you hit that like button doesn't mean that everything I said in an hour-long reading resonated. It means you did get something here, and I appreciate that feedback. It means something helped. Choices. Choose the good. Remember, every moment is a choice. What do you choose in this moment? Again, thank you, Oracle card, for summarizing this reading. What do you choose? I'm not denying that external factors influence us. Of course they do. It's an exchange of energy all the time, internal, external, internal, external. But I choose to let that internal, I decide what goes on internally, and I decide what I put out, and I decide how much of whatever's around me comes in, right? Yeah, it has an impact, but I keep the inside stronger than the outside. If you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? You have sunstone here. Take pleasure in the things you do. And I only use myself as an example because we're all human here, right? At least I think so. And so it's a way for us to relate to one another. And let's see. Let's get animal healing card. How amazing would it be if we received Scarab Beetle Chaos Magic? I promise I won't scream into the microphone if that happens. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, now we have a lot of cards that came out. I wasn't looking for that many. Snake. Yep, Year of the Snake. We already talked about it. Impulse, card 10, root chakra. Be still and alert. Allow opportunities to come to you instead of chasing them. Once the right impulse arrives, act quickly without hesitating. Is it there? No, it's not there. All right, anyway. Dolphin, Divine Birthright, Heart Chakra, card 28. Abundance is your true nature. There's nothing you need to do to deserve your heart's desires. Allow the universe to shower you with divine blessings. You also have Humpback Whale, Holding Space, card 43, Crown Chakra. Be gentle with yourself and others, Strength card. Create a safe, nurturing space for healing, Star card. Give and receive the gift of being witnessed with compassion. Coyote, Stillness, card 31, Throat Chakra. Take some time to rest and reconnect with your inner voice. Be still and listen. What is your inner wisdom revealing to you? And you have Vulture, DNA Doorway, Crown Chakra, card 47. Oh, Libra. The magic you seek is already within you. Listen to the wisdom of your body. Allow your full potential to come to life. You are on the path to potential here, but you have to pave the way. I know it's corny, right? But that's what it's, yeah. So, all right. Frog, Awakening, Throat Chakra, card 35. Remember who you are. What parts of you are you judging or hiding from the world? Let your true magic come back to life. And next you have Lion, Illumination, card 54, Soul Star Chakra. You are a being of royal majesty. Don't be afraid of your power. Let your divine radiance illuminate the world. This is a strong period of activation. All right, now let me get a number card, angel number card. You already had 1010. So, and you have 8-8, Enlightenment. You've achieved wisdom and find success. 11, Sign of Intuition. You're learning to trust your gut feelings. Yes, Libra. 33, Sign of Blessings. Angels bring peace, love, and illumination. And then you have 2222, a sign of balance and harmony. Maintain your balance with positivity. That's what I have for you. I post here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, usually at 10 a.m. Not Saturday, Sunday. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. If you're interested in other signs, I've done eclipse readings for every single zodiac sign on my second channel, Mantic Mystic Messages. And that is my other channel. Somebody wondered if that was really me and they reported the channel as a fake. It's actually, that's my real channel. Please do not report it as a fake. That's my second channel. But thanks for looking out for me. Thank you. So anyway, yeah, so you have readings over there too. And I post there Saturday mornings, usually at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. Thanks. So that's what I have for you. Thank you very, very much for being here. Wishing you a fantabulous week.